everyone, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm doing a smoky but natural look using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and it's actually kind of funny because that's one of the names of the shades that I use is SBN, which stands for smoky but natural. And honestly, to me, these are some of my favorite kind of eye looks because it's something that I could wear day to day, but I could also wear out to an event, to work, anything. It just looks really nice and done. You know, you have that done kind of glam look, but it doesn't look overdone. So it's just an easy everyday type of eye look. So if you'd like to see how I get this look, then keep on watching. So of course we're using the beautiful Jaclyn Hill palette again, and I'm doing a little more natural look this time. So I'm gonna start with my Sigma E35, just my fluffy brush that I always use in the crease and for blending things out. And I'm gonna take this shade right here called MFEO, and we're gonna start with that as our transition shade. So I'm just sweeping that all over into the crease. So I figured I'd kind of make this video a little bit of like a just kind of get ready and chat. So I'm gonna definitely make sure to tell you guys what shadows I'm using and brushes and all of that, but I thought we'd just kind of chat because those are always my favorite kind of videos to watch. You know, not just saying, here's this color, like actually talking and kind of making it like a little hangout. But I've been loving this palette. Obviously the look I did in my last video was more of like a pop of color, really festive look, and this is something really that I would honestly just wear every day. I mean, it's such an easy everyday look, which are honestly some of my favorite things to watch because not that I don't like, you know, fun pop of color videos. I do, and they're fun to do and wear out for certain things, but I'm just not going to do that every single day, you know what I mean? And I think some of the best tutorials out there are the ones where, you know, you could honestly perfect this look, wear it to work, wear it just for anything. Those are my favorite kind of looks. So that's just MFEO all in the crease. And then I'm going to go in with, still learning these shade names, guys. This shade here called Pooter. Again, gotta love Jaclyn and her shade names. And I'm putting that in the crease, but I'm keeping it on that outer corner and also blending it down in the outer corner a little bit more. So I'm taking this a little bit lower. But it just is such a great shade paired with MFEO. They just blend together so well. And I'm loving the consistency of these shadows. I mean, they're just so buttery. I cannot get over how much I love the consistency. And y'all, excuse my eye over here. It is like all red and it's been bothering me for like a week. It's actually feeling a lot better than it was, but it's been driving me a little crazy lately. But I wanted to film this video, so we're persevering. Really, it's been fine lately. It's just I think the lights are bugging it. It's still a little more light sensitive. All right, so just making sure everything's kind of blended out. And then I'm going to go in on just an angled brush. This is the Sigma E70. And I'm taking this shade right here called Central Park. And we're going to just focus that in the outer corner. Kind of stamp it in the outer corner and then we'll start to blend it up. I've honestly worn this look on repeat for the past 4 or 5 days, which when I get a new palette, especially one like this, it's saying a lot if I actually repeat a look a few days in a row, because I'm still, you know, I'm still playing with it. I'm still trying to try out a bunch of new looks and everything. So even when I love something, I don't really repeat it the next day. Is anyone else like that? I just like to, you know, kind of file it away in my little file cabinet of makeup looks and come back to it eventually, but I don't want to repeat it immediately, even if I love it, because I just want to try out everything. But I've honestly taken a few days to stop like playing with it, and I've just worn this look because I really like it. So I can tell it's gonna be a go-to for sure. Alright, so I'm focusing it on the outer corner, but I'm also blending up. And honestly, I probably could have used my powder on the sides for this, but I'll go back and clean it up at the end. Alright, and then I'm going to go back in with that first, just a little bit of that MFEO shade, that first one we used, and just blend the edges out, blend everything together. Alright, and now for the lid, I'm going to go in with this shade right here called SBN, and that stands for Smoky but Natural, which I love because that's honestly my favorite kind of look. Something that is smoky but natural. Which is funny because I remember Jaclyn mentioning on her video about the shade, she was saying, you know, it's kind of a joke with makeup artists. People will come in and ask for something that's smoky but natural. And really, when you think about it, that doesn't make any sense because smoky is not natural. Even if you're using neutral tones, it's still not a natural look. Do you know what I mean? So, but she said even when people come in asking for that, she always knows exactly what they mean, even though technically it really doesn't make a lot of sense. So she created that shade so that all of those of us that love that smoky but natural look have something to go to. And that's totally me. I guess the way I think about it is, I know smoky doesn't necessarily look natural, but I like a look that looks done, you know what I mean? Like it looks like a little bit of glam. You look done, but you don't look dramatic, crazy smoky. Like it's just a pretty, polished, classy, done look. I don't know. Does it make any sense? I don't know. It's hard to explain. But that's just generally what I go for. And then I always do this with every look, but once I put my lid color on, I kind of go back over with those other colors that I used in the crease, especially the one on the outer corner. Because no matter what, it's gonna kind of fade out a little bit. You just want to kind of re-intensify those other colors that you used just to keep the look looking kind of finished. Okay. Alright, and then what I like to do to kind of clean up those edges is I take a little bit of a loose powder on a brush like this. So this is just an e.l.f. loose powder. And this is an e.l.f. Yeah, this is the e.l.f. contouring brush. So just something with really thick, ooh, you can see the powder coming out, with really thick, dense bristles, because it's going to help pack that powder on. So I just dump a little bit in the lid. Just pack it onto my brush, and then I'll kind of stamp it like that. Just to clean that edge up. A lot of times I do this before I do my eyeshadow too, but if I'm doing a really intense look, I'll go ahead and do it just to prevent the fallout, and then it keeps that line. These colors weren't too crazy dark though, so just cleaning it up after like that works perfectly fine. Alright, and then I'm going to take the shade Beam, this one right here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the inner corner. Really brightens it up. And on the top of the brow bone. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of that SBN and apply a little more to my lid on my finger. I find with this shade, it applies a lot better with your finger. This one in particular, I don't know why that is, but... So I would suggest, what I've been liking to do lately is I'll put it on with a brush and kind of get it everywhere, but then I'll put a little more on with my finger afterwards, and it just kind of intensifies it. Okay. And then you can't forget the lower lash line, so I'm going to take my pencil brush. I think this is an e.l.f. brush too. Any pencil brush will work though. And I'm going to go in with that Central Park shade right there. And I'm just going to trace that along my lower lash line. You can keep it as far up or bring it as far down as you want. If you want it to look a little more natural, then you want to keep it a little closer to your lash line. If you want it to look a little more smoky and blown out, then you can take it a little further down. I'm going to do just something a little bit in between. And always make sure you connect it to that color that's in your outer corner. So just make sure everything's nice and connected there. Y'all see how pretty that is? So it's not a crazy bronze look, but it's just so wearable. I absolutely love it. And if you want to intensify it a little more, which I think I do, I'm just going to go in with a little more of that Central Park. So really this Central Park color on the outer corner is what's going to make the look as intense or as natural as you want it to be. Add just a little bit or build it up for a smokier look. Just kind of blow it out and do a little more of a cat eye with it. And those shades, especially the mattes, are just so buttery that it's really easy to build it up or blend or whatever you need to do. And then I'm just going over it, the brush with no extra product on it, just blending, blending, blending. Alright, then I'm going to go in with my LimeLight by Alcone Perfect eyeliner pen. This thing is my favorite. Just gives such a smooth line without any effort. And it's super easy if you're someone who has trouble winging your eyeliner out, like doing a winged liner look, this is what you need right here because it just makes it so easy. I mean, even just doing your basic line is easy, but because it has that brush tip, it just makes wings so easy. So I'm literally just drawing a line up. And if you struggle with winged liner, here's what I've noticed that I see a lot of people do. If they say, like, you know, when you have your eyebrows up, it looks fine, and then when you kind of, I guess, settle back into your normal face, it looks too small. Well, look how high I'm taking this up. So I'm taking it up a lot higher than it really looks like I need to. All right, just drawing that straight line. And then when I connect it over and kind of settle back, it's not gonna look as high up. So and then you get that great wing. So it's really that easy. Just draw your line out, connect it back to your liner here, and fill it in. And I know, like, because I was in the same boat before too, when I struggled with wing liner, and you hear someone say, oh, just these steps, it's so easy, you almost just want to be like, yeah, right. But it really is. It takes practice, but with the right eyeliner and with the right technique, you will definitely get it. Like, I can't even tell you how many eyeliner tutorials I watched before I found something that worked for me. And I mean, hopefully this will work for you. If it doesn't, you know, watch other tutorials. You just gotta find what works for you. Okay. So we got it. So that is the liner. Then I'm gonna go in with my MAC Fluidline. So then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my MAC Fluidline. I always like to use this as my eyeliner for my waterline, just because I find that a gel liner just tends to kind of stay better and hold up better. And it doesn't irritate your eyes. Like, you obviously wouldn't want to put a liquid liner on your waterline. And the pencil liners, you know, you could scratch your eye with them. I don't know. I just like how smooth and easy the gel liner is. Alright, and I just did my mascara off camera because I tend to just keep on piling it on and I didn't want to take forever, but I used my LimeLight by Alcone Perfect mascara. And now I'm going to go in with a little blush. I would lift this up to show y'all a little better, but I have bronzer and powder that is almost gone, that is going to spill everywhere, but hopefully y'all can kind of see it. I'm going to use the shade Peachy right here. Really anything looks good with this eye look, but I just find more of a peachy blush I prefer with it more than a pink. I use my pink blushes all the time though, but. And y'all, oh my gosh, these LimeLight blushes are so pigmented. Like, I almost always overdo it because there's so much pigment. Like, you literally need one little dab and then put it on. Like, so I'm just gonna kind of blend that out at the bottom there. Kind of gotta blend it out a little bit because it is super pigmented, which is a good thing. Think about it. I mean, we don't go through blush very fast anyways, but if you only need, oh, I have bronzer falling everywhere. If you only need one little dab, I mean, think about how long those are gonna last. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And it looks so natural. It just blends really pretty. I love it. All right, then I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier Matte Radiance. This is my absolute favorite highlighter because it looks natural yet intense, if that makes any sense. So there are some highlighters that look natural and they look so natural that you can't see them. And then there are some that are more intense that are like almost too intense to wear every day. But this is one that I honestly wear every day. And it just looks pretty. And if I want to build up the intensity, then I just put more on. Like, look at that. But it just blends with your skin really well, so it doesn't look like, ooh, bam, there's this highlighter that's a different color. It's like, it almost makes it like the color of your skin, but more luminous, if that makes any sense. It's my absolute favorite highlighter. So I just get the tops of my cheekbones, down my nose, Cupid's bow, and sometimes I'll do a little up here. I have somewhat oily skin, so I don't want to do too much up there, but it's nice to give it a little something. Alright, and then for lips, I have a little on already, but I'm just going to add a little more. This is the LimeLight by Alcone Enduring Lip Color in Wedding Cake. I'm going to really wipe that applicator off good. You only need a little bit. One of my absolute favorite shades because it's just that pretty like wine color, but this is the one enduring lip color that has a little bit of shimmer to it. I wouldn't even say shimmer, like a frost. So pretty. So it gives your lips a little bit of color, but it looks, you know, still natural with whatever other eye look you're wearing. And then last but not least, I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of my 10 Years Younger finishing spray. A lot of times I'll do that before my mascara, but just decided to do it after today. So that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love seeing a little bit more of a natural look with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I think it's important because there's so many intense, crazy looks out there, and that's part of the fun of the palette, is that you can do so much with it. But I love seeing just something more wearable, day-to-day, more natural look that you could really wear anywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. Make sure to thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.